How did you get involved in this? Why are you so passionate about this issue?
Okay, thank you. Look, I got involved with this through my daughter when she was 15 years of age. She won a scholarship to work in orphanages in Nepal, and incredibly sadly, we discovered that all the children she looked after were later trafficked into the sex slavery industry. I think she had a fairly close shave herself. I then began to investigate child sex trafficking all around the world. And before I got really passionate about it, I looked into my own supply chains. We're a large company. We have thousands of suppliers around the world.
Right.
And unfortunately, I found many counts of slavery, including South Indian men in their thousands working in these terrible sweatshops in the Middle East. They had no passports. In the Middle East, if you try and get around without a passport, you're not local, you can get barbecued. And these people could not escape. They had a life expectancy of less than 5 years. They weren't paid. And this was a big commercial enterprise, actually. A British PLC was at the top of the chain. They'd contracted it out. And of course, this company was making stuff for my company, but also companies all around the world, particularly those in the Fortune 500. They've all got slavery in their supply chains.
Okay, so Andrew, I'm curious, you trying to get rid of that in your supply chain, how much did that cost you? And how do you make that business case then for other companies to put money into doing the same thing?
Look, I think there's a fantastic business case for slavery. If you're a country or even a company, if you announce that you're going to make sure that your supply chains are free of modern-day slavery, the big funds around the world and global investors like myself, we start to look very hard at investing in your company because it's normally at the inflection point, particularly a country. If a country says, I've suffered slavery, therefore the value of my country is down, the value of my real estate and my industries is down, but I'm going to end slavery, that's the inflection point that big investors start to look for, because when they end slavery in that country without any doubt, that country's GDP rises, its economic growth increases. So there's a very strong business case, but that's above, of course,
but how much
the moral
did it cost
case.
you? But how much did it cost you at Fortescue?
It's a great question. It cost next to nothing. I just sent out a letter to all my suppliers with an affidavit, a statutory declaration saying, please sign that you've investigated your own supply chains and the supply chains to them, i.e. first and second order supply chains, and you can assure me with your own oath that there is no modern day slavery, forced labour in your supply chains. And when you sign this, you're also inviting me to do a spot audit if ever I wish to on your suppliers. And I got thousands of letters back, but I got about 50 which weren't returned, and I investigated some of those, and that's how I found modern-day slavery in my supply chains. But it was not expensive.
Andrew, forgive me if I just move the conversation away to iron ore, which we'd love to hear your viewpoint on. What a wild ride it's been. Back end of last year, $38 a tonne, April $70, now $50. Andrew, what's going on? Have we seen the peaks? How low can it go?
I'd much rather be talking about modern-day slavery, but I recognise this is Bloomberg, and you've got guys out there. If I could just say, please be aware, modern slavery exists. There's enough people in modern slavery as to fill the entire country of Spain.